Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today we are continuing our series of decks led by the new legendary creatures from the Marvel set. Leading today's Bracket 3 deck is Namor, Atlantean King. And for those of you familiar with how I like to build a Layla, this deck will be very similar. Namor, Atlantean King is a 3-mana 2/2 legendary mutant merfolk noble with flying. Whenever we cast a non-creature spell, we create a 1/1 blue merfolk creature token. Additionally, whenever Namor attacks a player who has more life than us, other creatures we control attacking that player get +2/+0 until the end of turn. So, two things: non-creature spells and an army of tokens. One of the most common effects in Magic that almost never sees play in Commander are anthems. Yes, lords get a lot of play, but anthems almost never do. And Namor, just like Alayla, creates tokens every time we cast one. So we're not an Enchantress deck by any means, but we are running a lot of enchantments. And not only does every enchantment create a creature, each anthem grows our army. How delightful. Okay, so a lot of Azorius effects give our creatures lifelink, but that would weaken our commander. After all, we want to attack the player that has more life than us in order to pump our army. So we'll be focusing on beating our opponents down and not worried about our own life total. After all, a win is a win, whether you're at 1 life or 100. But before we get to our deck list, a quick word from our sponsor, T-Fury. Every day, T-Fury has new designs that are fairly cheap, but that's because they're print to order. So I've gotten into the habit of checking every day to see if they have new designs for myself or for friends and family. I've ordered scores of shirts over the last decade, and I'm so happy to finally be sponsored by them. Click the link down below to see new designs and to add to your geek wardrobe. In order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. Real quick before we get to our deck list. I do occasionally stream on this channel, and if you see me live, come say hi. I'll be building commander decks either for patrons or for future videos. So make sure you're subscribed and click the bell icon so you'll get notified when I'm live. Starting off our land base, we've got Command Tower and Exotic Orchard, 2 staples that can go in just about any multicolored commander deck. Our fetch lands consist of Flooded Strand, Windswept Heath, Polluted Delta, Arid Mesa, and Misty Rainforest. I like running about 5 fetch lands in a 2-colored deck, whether we're bracket 3 or 4. For fetchable lands, we're running Hallowed Fountain, Meticulous Archive, Glacial Floodplain, Idyllic Beachfront, Prairie Stream, and Irrigated Farmland. All of these are potential targets for our fetches. Next up, we've got Sea of Clouds, Deserted Beach, Glacial Fortress, Flood Farm Verge, Mystic Gate, Adarkar Wastes, Hengegate Pathway, Port Town, and Azorius Chancery, all serving as dual-colored untyped lands. Finally, we've got Scavenger Grounds for utility, as well as 5 islands and 9 plains. Yes, we have a few more plains than islands, but that's because most anthems are white. Starting off our mana ramp, we've got Smothering Tithe and Solemn Simulacrum. Lands and treasures. Can't beat them. Next up, we've got Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Progress, Azorius Signet, Mind Stone, Marble Diamond, Sky Diamond, and Chromatic Lantern, all serving as mana rocks. Finally, we've got Caged Sun, Heraldic Banner, and Patchwork Banner for mana ramp that also serves as anthems. Remember, all the merfolk that Namor make are blue, so for all 3 of these, we'll be choosing blue. Our card advantage package consists of Bident of Thassa, Halo Fountain, Kindred Discovery, The Immortal Sun, Rhystic Study, Seafloor Oracle, Reconnaissance Mission, Coastal Piracy, Windfall, and Echo of Eons. Lots of ways to dig through our deck and keep our hands full. You'll note that a lot of them encourage us to attack our opponents, which is always fun. For interaction and spot removal, we're running Spear of Heliod, Counterspell, Dovin's Veto, Negate, Generous Gift, An Offer You Can't Refuse, Swords to Plowshares, Disenchant, Vodalian Hexcatcher, Path to Exile, Arcane Denial, and Commit Memory. A nice balance between counterspells and spot removal. Our board wipes consist of Cyclonic Rift, Summon Leviathan, and Austere Command, either one-sided or flexible, as is appropriate. The core of our deck consists of Air Nomad Legacy, Akroma's Memorial, Amazing Alliance, Angelic Shield, Banner of Kinship, Boon of the Spirit Realm, Dictate of Heliod, Flowering of the White Tree, Glorious Anthem, Inspiring Leader, In the Trenches, Levitation, Paladin Class, Radiant Destiny, Rally the Ranks, and Virtue of Loyalty. Supporting our plan, we've also got Authority of the Consuls, Blind Obedience, Crashing Drawbridge, Dolmen Gate, Ghost Prison, Kismet, Sphere of Safety, and Throne of the God Pharaoh. Wanted some stacks as well as some extra ways to finish off our opponents. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 50 mana sources split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp. Not too shabby. 10 pieces of card advantage. 12 pieces of interaction. 3 board wipes. 3 pieces of graveyard hate in Commit Memory, Echo of Eons, and Scavenger Grounds. 1 sudden I win card in Halo Fountain. Not only does Halo Fountain create extra tokens for us, we can even untap a bunch of them to win the game. All we need is to ensure we've got 15 or more creatures. And since Namor creates tokens anytime we cast a non-creature spell, we don't just have to cast our anthems. We counterspell someone's win con and get a token. We destroy someone's commander and get a token. We cast a mana rock and get a token. In fact, we only have 5 non-land cards in our deck that won't create a token. Perfect for creating an army. But Danon, why didn't you include a bunch of token doublers? I'll be honest with you, dear viewer, I wanted stacks effects instead. Also, the deck was already over $500, so I didn't want to increase the budget even further. If you want to replace the stacks effects with token doublers in your list, feel free. Are you building a Namor Atlantean King commander deck? What's your secret deck tech? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. You can have a video made or just ask for help building or tuning a deck list. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Marcus, Brett, Roxy, Alex, Robert, Pi, Kazaris, Patrick, Boomy, Oscar, Justin, Sleech, Luke, Mr. Salty, Daniel, Bryan, and Nenra Waka, Talathia, Azander, Michael, Black Dragon, and John. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.